From all the cards in the new set, Silvally is probably my favorite. It is a stage 1 Pokemon that is colorless and only needs 2 energy to attack for 100 damage. You can play this card with any energy type and it's going to work just great. But my favorite build is around Zeraora and Pikachu EX. You may find that all the Pokemon on this deck are a little bit too weak, but it doesn't matter. They are so fast and hit so hard that is not a problem. You will find many ways to manipulate energy with the new Pokemon tool Electrical Cord and done. Oricorio is here as your defensive option, and Pikachu EX is your finisher. Also, you will see that I'm playing Guzma because I think it is probably the most important card for this entire season. There are other versions of this deck with Tapu Koko EX, I just like this one a little bit better because you don't lose 2 points if your Pokemon fails. Now, let's see the deck in action. Okay, so this is going to be the first match. We're going to be playing against Blacephalon. I have seen this deck being played with Turtonator, but also I've seen it played with Vulpix and Blaine, so that's a mix with an already old deck. We started with type Null on the active spot. He started with Turtonator and he started to use the Rocky Helmet. Placing a second Turtonator in the bench, and now it is my turn. So, first we're going to play the Zeraora on the bench. We're going to play Guzma to get rid of that Rocky Helmet, and it is important because now I can make 20 damage, and in the next turn, if I'm able to evolve and use a supporter, I will have a Silvally that will be able to take care of that Turtonator. Now he's going to place a second energy and he's going to heal 30 points with the Pokemon Center Lady, so now he is safe even against 100 attack from Silvally. Even then, it is worth it to use the supporter. His name is Gladion, to get another basic. And now we're going to evolve and attack for 100. Okay, now it's going to be the turn for my opponent. He's going to attack immediately, dealing 90 damage, meaning that I'm going to survive with 20 points. And in this moment, it is not worth it to leave that Silvally on the active spot. So I think, well, it is better to just move and attack with type Null for at least 20 points, so it is enough. And since he does not have any energy on any of the Pokemon on the bench, that type Null should be safe for at least 1 turn. So he decided to move the Turtonator to the active spot, place 1 energy there, and then use Kiawe. Now, Kiawe have the effect that it ends the turn immediately, so he's not able to attack. And in this moment, I'm going to use again Gladion to get the evolution line, so Silvally is going to come into the active spot, placing the second energy and being able to attack for another 100 damage. So in this moment I have a lot of advantage, and he is going to start to use the energy on the bench Blacephalon, attack for 90, so I'm kind of weak with both of my Silvally, but it's not that big of an issue. I'm going to start building the energy on my Pikachu on the bench and attack for another 150 because I didn't use like a supporter, right? So that's going to be my second point. And now he's going to move the Blacephalon. Let's see, he uses the Team Rocket Grunt, trying to prevent me from attack, but he missed the coin flips, so I do not lose any kind of energy there. Place a second energy on Blacephalon, and now I keep building energy on Pikachu. I use the Professor. Since I use the Professor as a supporter, I can hit for 100. And that's all that I needed. That's the third point, and that way you can win the match. Okay, now we're going to start this second match. It is going to be against Wishy Washy EX, a card that is not being that used in the current meta or even in the past meta because water type Pokemons are having a really rough time, let's be honest. So he started with a red card, kind of annoying to deal with a red card, but it is a really famous, a really useful card in this set and the previous set because there's too many stage 2 Pokemon depending on rare candy, and that is kind of a counter. So he started with a Giant Cape on the active Wishy Washy. And I am going to start using my Pokeball. I'm going to get the type Null. I'm going to also play the Zeraora on the bench, using the first energy on Pikachu and getting one free energy on Zeraroa. That way I will be able to move that Pikachu to the bench next turn, and I'm going to attack with Zeraroa for 70 damage thanks to the weakness disadvantage that Wishiwashi has. So Zeraroa is going to move into the active spot, placing the second energy and being able to attack immediately in the second turn. And that is one of the biggest advantages of this deck, and in this moment the best card that I could have on that Zeraroa, just in case it goes down, will be the electrical cord to give that energy back to my Pikachu and my type Null. Now he's going to use that repellent. I think it's not the best card. I've seen many people trying that card. I'm not convinced. I think it is better to just use Sabrina. Yes, you can be supporter and repellent at the same time, but if you have repellent too early into the game, you're doing nothing. If you are going too late against a stage 2 Pokemon, you are also doing nothing. So, well, we're going to use again the supporter, trying to get the Silvally, and we're going to place one energy there. We're going to do that because that way we have a one retreat cost with Silvally and we're able to attack with Zeraroa. Remember, type Null 0 only has 2 energy retreat costs, so it was the best option to evolve in that moment. Now, again, it is now our turn and we're going to be able to attack once again with Zeraroa, and we're going to start building energy on Silvally on the bench. That way, as long as that Wishiwashi stays below 100, we're going to be able to finish the game. Now he's going to play Irida to heal for 40 damage, so that's 110, meaning that Wishiwashi is safe from from Silvally. But still, it is worth it to just attack and try to deal those 100 damage that we're going to be able to do because we draw that Professor Research, getting 2 extra cards. Since it is a supporter, we can just attack for 100. Remember that Silvally's effect is worth it on any supporter, not only the specific supporter for the deck. Now he's going to have that Wishiwashi with only 10 hit points left and going to use the Professor Research. He is going to move that Wishiwashi to the bench, most likely because, well, he needs to keep him safe. If he lost that one, he loses the game. Okay, so he decided to move that Wishiwashi to the active spot. If he loses that one, he's just going to lose 1 point, not 2, but I draw into Cyrus. Cyrus moving the Wishiwashi back to the active spot and giving me the opportunity to hit for another 100 damage. Okay, third game is going to be against the new card that is probably one of the best, if not the best card in the entire set, or maybe the best Pokemon, let's say, on the entire set. Buzzwole. He's going to start with Celesteela in the active spot, looking for a Pokemon with the Pokeball plus the Professor Research, giving him an extra 2 cards in the hand. Now, I'm going to place 1 energy into Zeraroa, and the second is going to get from his ability, and then I'm going to be able to attack for 50. But remember, Celesteela is weak to electric types, so that means we're going to be able to hit for 70, meaning that Celesteela is going to get defeated in 2 attacks from Zeraroa. Now, I'm going to play my second copy of Zeraroa on the bench because I do not have any other basics, and it's better to just use that energy just in case that I need it. I'm going to get poison. It is not that big of a deal because he does not have enough energy to attack. Now he's going to keep building energy on the Buzzwole on the bench, using Ilima to give that Celesteela to the hand, moving the Buzzwole to the active spot, placing that cape, giving him 30 extra hit points, going to 170 and attacking for 30 points. That means that if I do not move that Zeraroa, it's going to die in the next turn. I'm going to place my new Pikachu EX into the bench, and I'm going to place the electrical cord, meaning that even if that Zeraroa dies, I still can make use of the energy that I have on that Zeraroa. The only thing that you need to remember is that if Zeraora dies from poisoning or any status condition, the effect of the electrical cord is not going to go through, so you will lose that energy. In this case, he decided to attack with Postal. I will have energy on Pikachu and the other Zeraora, but in this moment we can move a third energy to Pikachu and we can use our copy of Guzma to get rid of that cape, and that's going to be enough to attack once with Pikachu, and that will be the end of the game. And yeah, that's going to be all for this video. Thank you so much, and considering liking and subscribing. See you next time. Bye bye.